Hello aspirants, myself Kirtana Busa. I have appeared for interview in 2018. We at Narayana IAS Academy have come up with mains module to facilitate your answer writing. Important topics for the coming mains 2019 are picked, and all the important points required to cover the topic are provided in a simple and lucid manner. We are taking these points from multiple sources so that you will get sufficient points to use in the mains exam. We are also taking extreme care to provide good structure to the topic. Hope our efforts will benefit you. Having said this, let us move to the topic today. MSME sector, that is micro, small and medium enterprises, which is a vibrant and dynamic sector of the Indian economy, and this is also an important topic for the UPSC. Have taken the sources from PIB, LiveMint, Hindu, as well as Ministry of MSME to prepare the points for this topic. So today Indian MSMEs are popularly known as the engine of growth for India. With 1 million people entering the labor force every month, MSMEs are the pillars of the Indian economy, and these MSMEs foster entrepreneurship and generate the largest employment opportunities at comparatively lower capital cost, next only to the agriculture. Then what is the significance of MSME? Total number of SMEs in India are approximately 30 million, and this sector employs 111 million people. Job creation is 1.3 million per year, and this contributes 45% to manufacturing and 40% to Indian exports. The total contribution of MSME to India's GDP is 8%, as well as it has 8,000 quality products, and this sector registered a growth rate of double digit, that is 10.8%. And according to 73rd National Sample Survey Office, MSME has been creating 11.10 crore jobs, and according to Ministry of MSME, the sector contributed 3.6 crore jobs only in the manufacturing sector. Approximately 50% are spread across rural areas in the low income states. So these MSMEs acts as units instrumental in promoting inclusive economic growth and poverty reduction. Since 50% are spread across rural areas, this will reduce the poverty as well as promote the inclusive growth. They are widening their domain base across sectors of economy, providing diverse range of products and services to cater domestic as well as global market. Our MSMEs are making footprint in the global market, and these are the instruments to reduce poverty and promote economic growth and source of wage employment and entrepreneurship. Startups in this sector focus innovation and have the potential to be the foundation for government's Make in India vision, and these are very important to realize the Make in India mission of the government. MSMEs emerged as one-stop solution for generating employment and employing more than 80 million people. And it's important for scaling manufacturing capabilities, curtailing regional disparities, and balancing the distribution of wealth. This is the significance of MSME sector. It has its greatest contribution in GDP, employment generation, reduction of poverty, inclusive growth, as well as making footprint in the global market. Then we look into what are the challenges faced by this sector. The first one is suboptimal scale of operation and technological obsolescence. Supply chain inefficiency, supply chain market is not effectively integrated and increasing domestic and global competitions. Our apparel industry has greatest competition from Bangladesh and Vietnam. So there is an increasing domestic and global competitions. Fund shortages, this is one of the major challenge of this sector, and lack of access to institutional credit. Because of the GST and demonetization, we can hope most of these micro industries enter into the formal economy, and one of the major benefit of entering into the formal economy is they can have access to the institutional credit. And turbulent and uncertain market scenario, the current trade wars as well as protectionism all over the global world is one of the challenge of these MSMEs, and struggling to establish themselves in local markets as well. So the demand is weak from local markets. We focus on buying branded products because of quality. The other section of Indian economy are focusing on the cheaper products coming from China. So they are struggling to establish themselves in the local market as well. Example, according to Standing Committee on Commerce, which submitted its report in 2018, bilateral trade between India and China increased from 38 billion in 2007 and 8 to $89.6 billion in 2017 and 18. Trade with China constitutes nearly 40% of the trade deficit. This shows that Chinese products which are cheaper are having more demand in the local market. So there is a need to encourage made in local products. Then what are the initiatives by Government of India? One is grievance monitoring on CP grams, MSME Samadhan to address delayed payment to MSMEs, and Startup India, Stand Up India program. And very important is this part, Prime Minister has launched a historic support and outreach for MSME sector. As part of this, 12 initiatives were unveiled which will help growth, expansion and facilitation of these MSMEs across the country. So remember, these are focus on these initiatives announced by the Prime Minister of India for the facilitation of MSMEs across the sector. One is access to credit. For this 59 minutes loan portal for easy access to credit and in principle approval, and the limitation is 1 crore loan and 2% interest subvention for all GST registered MSMEs on fresh or incremental loans. So there is an interest subvention of 2% for all these GST registered MSMEs, and companies with turnover greater than 500 crores should be under TREDS platform. Then access to market. Public sector companies to compulsorily procure 25% instead of 20% of their total purchases, and this is monitored through MSME Samadhan portal, and out of this 25%, 3% should be procured compulsorily from women entrepreneurs, and this promotes women entrepreneurship. All public sector undertakings must now compulsorily be part of government e-marketplace. And the next initiative is with respect to technology upgradation. 20 hubs across the country and 100 spokes in the form of tool rooms will be created for the technology upgradation. If you look into the challenges, one of the major challenges is technological obsolescence, and in order to remove this, technology upgradation has been promoted by the government. And the next focus is on ease of doing business. Clusters of pharma MSMEs will be formed, and 70% of the cost for establishing these clusters will be owned by the union. And simplification of government procedures, returns under 8 labor laws and 10 union regulations only once a year, and single consent for 2 clearances, that is air and water pollution. Previously there is a need to get these clearances separately, but they have merged into one for both air and water pollution. And ordinance for minor violations under Companies Act, and there is no need for the entrepreneur to approach the courts, but he can correct through simple procedures. So ordinance for minor violations under Companies Act, and these I have taken from the MSME Ministry website. Have a look at this. For funds, the government has proposed Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program and Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for Micro and Small Enterprises, that is CGTSME, and this is with collaboration of SIDBI and MSME, and they will provide collateral free loan of 100 lakh. And the other program is interest subsidy eligibility certificate for funding Khadi programs. This is for providing funds to this sector. And technology upgradation and quality certification. Under this, the government is providing financial support to MSMEs in zero defect and zero effect practices. And there is an Aspire program for promoting innovation, rural industry and entrepreneurship. There are market promotion schemes, that is international cooperation scheme, marketing assistance scheme and procurement and marketing support scheme. Just have a look at this, and please focus on the 12 initiatives by the Prime Minister recently, and if at all a question is asked, the priority should be given to those 12 initiatives. Entrepreneurship and skill development program, and under this, assistance to training institutes, and there will be national level training institutions under MSME such as Coir Board and KVIC. Infrastructure development program, under this, micro and small enterprise cluster development program will be created for enhancing productivity and competitiveness as well as capacity building. These are taken from the MSME website. And social security for MSME sector employees will be provided, and a mission will be launched to ensure that they have Jan Dhan accounts, PF and insurance. There is a need to penetrate this insurance. Then what is the way forward? The RBI has established UK Sinha Committee on MSMEs, and this committee has recommended an amendment to MSME Development Act. Under this, it requires all MSMEs to mandatorily upload their invoices above an amount to be specified by the government. So why it has recommended this? Because it will automatically display names of defaulting buyers and act as moral suasion. So to protect the sellers by defaulting from the buyers, and expanding the role of SIDBI to deepen credit markets for MSMEs in underserved districts, so that we can promote inclusive growth, remove poverty as well as regional disparities. So expanding the role of SIDBI to deepen the credit markets for MSMEs, since access to credit is a major challenge to MSMEs. Creation of Distressed Asset Fund as recommended by UK Sinha Committee to assist units in clusters where a change in environment has led to a large number of MSMEs becoming NPAs. So there is a need to create this Distressed Asset Fund so that the MSMEs which has been affected by the change in the environment, such as trade wars, dumping of goods from other countries. So whenever the change in the environment, if these MSMEs are affected, then this distressed asset fund will come in rescue of these MSMEs. Expanding free trade agreements, strengthening cooperation among like-minded nations to protect the sanctity of international organizations like WTO, so that the global economy can ensure free and fair trade practice, and there is a need for the countries to fight against protectionism and unfair trade practices. You can also add some more points like effective forward and backward linkages, effective marketing by the government, etc. Hope this video is helpful. Keep answer writing practice daily. Thank you and all the best.